Let's double
Is
check.
there Mr. Lo Kong Yi? If he's not in the registration list, I shall remove him.
What's his name again? Lo.
Lo Kong Yi.
How to spell L-O?
O-W.
Let me see. L-O-W. L-O-W.
Mr. Lo, can you hear me? Can you please give your house number and jalan? If you refuse to reply, you will be removed. This is the last call.
He didn't on his
Sandy, I think this Mr. Law cannot speak because the icon of the mic is not on.
Yeah, I checked him also. I checked him, but he didn't.
He's not in the list.
He's not in the list. Okay, I'm so sorry to you. Okay, this is the admin reporting. We are having 50 participants in this Zoom now.
That's good.
Admin,
Okay,
can you
we have more than enough quorum and we can call the AGM 2021 to form. Okay.
Admin Daniel here. Can you please tidy up those who are multiple registration? Tidy up the multiple registration.
You mean remove the double registration?
Correct.
No, not for the yes, we can sorry, excuse me. We can tidy up the registrations, but one or two is the committee who needs backup. I am going to Jasper Mar, you have 2 devices in.
Because he has got 2 houses.
Yes. The rest is clean. This is admin. Then it's clean. It's clean. Can you hear me?
Yes, thank you.
Run through. It is all individual registration. Cross check with Chris, the vice chairman. So we may call to form. Can we please start?
Annie?
Yes.
Daniel here. So for the record, at 3:10 p.m., there are a total of 50 participants on Zoom and 28 proxies. So there is sufficient quorum. Can you please call the meeting to order?
Can you please repeat the number of proxies? I'm writing down.
Total of 27 proxy. 27.
I repeat, 50 participants, 27 proxies.
All right.
Okay, Chairman, can we please start?
Please go ahead. Yeah, we can start the meeting.
Okay. Dear residents and members of Taman Esplanad, our 16th AGM is now called to order. As admin has mentioned, 50 participants on Zoom and 27 proxies. So we will go to the first item on the agenda, which is to elect a member from the meeting to be the chairman of the meeting. So we would like to invite any members to volunteer yourself or to nominate someone to chair the meeting. Don't be shy.
I'm Jalan 9.
Number 63, Ali here. I nominate Richard Ong.
This is Daniel Low of number 98, Jalan 19. I would like to nominate a member who is in the meeting, Dato' Simon Lim, to be the chairman. Is there any seconder for Richard Ong or seconder for Dato' Simon Lim, please?
I seconded for Datuk Simon.
Any seconder for Richard?
I decline.
Sorry?
I decline.
Yes, Mr. Koo from Jalan 10, number 3, second for Richard Ong.
I decline.
Okay.
Mr. Richard Ong has declined. So currently there's one nomination and seconded. Is there any other nomination? If not, can we take 2 minutes whether there's any objection for the nominated member, Dato' Simon Lim, to be chairman of the meeting? If there's any objection, please turn on your mic and speak. Otherwise, we will close nomination and appoint the chairman of the meeting in 2 minutes. There is a member with a background noise because your mic is on. We would really appreciate for members who are not speaking to please turn off your mic so that there will be no background noise interrupting the meeting. Okay, there are no objections. The 2 minutes is over. So we have the nominated chairman for the meeting, which is unanimously accepted by the meeting. Dato' Simon Lim, we invite you to please take the chair. Thank you.
Thank you, Daniel. Thank you. Thank you for giving me the honor to actually chair this meeting. I'll take it that the notice for the AGM has been issued and the agenda has been read. So I'll call the meeting in order since we have the quorum as stated in the rules or the constitution of the ERA. Now let's go to the first agenda after the elections of the speaker or the chair for this meeting. Let me introduce myself a little so that we can then proceed on, so that take this opportunity to introduce myself. My name is Lim Sing Chai. I am staying at number 110, Jalan 19. I've been in this town for about 14 years. And I would like to thank the committee, the current committee, for organizing this and appointing me as a chairman for this meeting. The first agenda on the list is I will invite the chairman of the current committee to give her speech. So can I have the chairman to deliver the opening address?
Yes. Yeah. A very good afternoon, dear resident, and a very warm welcome to all for attending today ERA 60th AGM. I would like to start by expressing my gratitude to Nick Chan for organizing this virtual AGM via Zoom. Our joint auditor, Mr. Tan and Ms. Sherin, and finally, our committee members for ERA for making this AGM possible. I'm very pleased to be here today to share for the very first time what ERA has tried to achieve over the past month for our community. This year, we have about 60 ERA members registered and also received close to 30 proxies. You have been interested and continuous support is indeed very healthy for the well-being of our community. Therefore, on behalf of ERA Committee, I'd like to say a big thank you for your presence this afternoon. As a resident of Taman Esplanad, I feel very blessed that we can still enjoy the peace and security. For that, I must thank the residents who were pioneers in the early days by making Taman Esplanad what it is today, just like a gated and guarded environment. And I hope as residents, we will continue to support and uphold the vision that Taman Esplanad may one day achieve its legal status as a duly guarded and gated neighborhood. Hence, I would like to take this opportunity to share a little as regards to how we may achieve that. First and foremost, it's been seen this importance of maintaining a good security service for our community of over 430 homes. A few months back, at the request of V-Shield, our previous security company, to self-evaluate its service because of non-compliance of ERA's stringent requirements. A new security company, Expert Security, was soon identified and has since replaced V-Shield. In order to maintain good security, the understanding and cooperation amongst the residents become very crucial. Without the needed understanding and cooperation, we will not be able to achieve our desired goal as a community. United we stand, divided we fall. This declaration cannot be more true. In order to achieve a sense of peace and harmony in the community, the committee has taken steps, hopefully to enhance the communication amongst the residents. Thanks to modern days technology, the committees have set up various group chats, like the ERA News, Esplanad Care, to enhance better communication in the community. As committee of ERA, your continuous feedback is much needed to make improvements. I believe a well-run community with good management will eventually create value towards our homes. We are indeed very blessed to have residents, both past and present. We are dedicated to serve as committee members. Do remember that our committee members are all volunteers and receive no remuneration at all. Hence, we have residents should appreciate them for their dedication and hard work towards ERA. Let's all give a round of applause for all past members. With that, I'm pleased to inform that our ERA management fees can be kept at relatively low compared to other similar development in the vicinity. I would also like to encourage the resident of Jalan 18, Jalan 19, to enroll as a member of ERA, as there has been a drop in the membership renewal in year 2021. It is therefore committee wish that more residents will join ERA in future. Your financial support for the community will definitely help reduce ERA financial burden. As today, we have a total of 360 ERA members, percentage of 84% only. The current committee members have all decided to give way to other ERA members to contribute their service for the good of the community. Thus, they have decided to resign upon the expiry of their term and not to stand for re-election. It is our sincere hope that other ERA members can come forward to serve as a committee members for the next term. In addition, Mr. Daniel Lau, our existing area manager has also submitted his resignation letter, and it is pending for the committee member approval. Before I end, I would like to express my appreciation to Daniel for being such a meticulous and efficient area manager for the past year. The development of 12 manufacturing guardhouse with era new logo really do make us proud of residents of Taman Esplanad. In closing, I thank you for your patience and presence here once again. Have a good day and stay safe. I will now hand over back to the chairman, chairperson. We
Thank you,
continue for the
Madam.
Yeah, thanks.
Thanks, Madam Chairman.
Dr.
Madam Chairman has said it
Dr. Chairman Daniel
well
here.
said in her speech. I like this. United we stand, divided we fall. As members of ERA, I believe this should be our motto for this Taman community. I think she has raised something that is at heart to all of us, is that it is community living. And I'm proud to be one of the members of ERA, and I'm very happy with what is going on at the moment, because the value of the property has gone up in a way with a good security. And that she has urged the owner of the properties in Taman Esplanad to actually participate in this association. Sadly to say, as what you have said, that 84%, and it used to be very high percentage, as I know. I think some incidents will happen, and some members are not forthcoming with their support. And I think this is important for the committee, and hopefully the new coming committee members will do us proud again. And not prolonging this, I will move to the third agenda, which is the adoptions of the minute of 15 AGM. Can the secretary post up the minutes? And I believe that the members will have a copy of the minutes already, have been posted to them. Can I have, it's basically an adoption, so we do not need a proposal, we do not need a seconder for this.
Yes, it's for adoption.
Can the secretary posted the minutes?
Chris, can you share screen? Or Daniel, can you share screen? I don't have the soft copy. Yeah.
I'm trying to share screen.
Just a minute, everyone.
Is it on screen?
Not yet.
Nick, I don't see the share screen function, Nick.
It's below the the screen. Green button.
I don't see it on the screen.
You must touch
the screen.
touch the screen.
Okay, is it on screen now?
Yes.
Okay. So this is the minutes of the our last year's AGM. This has been circulated.
Uh,
Are there any matters arising from the minutes?
Daniel, can you go to page 1 first?
Okay, this is page 1.
Okay, page 1. Members, do you have any amendments or any errata that you want to make to this? I don't see any. So we move to page 2.
Page
Page
2
are the attendance.
Page 2 are
and
the attendance.
proxies.
Page 3 continue the
Page
attendance.
3. Page 4. Page 4 is the minutes itself. So clause 1. If you have any, please type it in your chat box or whatever, so that we can see you have any comments to that. Then move to 2.
Admin, please highlight to the chairman if there are any messages on the chat box
Yes.
or any raising of hands.
Page, we have 3. Opening address of the ERA chairman.
Mm.
Continue at page 5. The next page. Page 7.
Hello, can I? I'm Charles from the Manai Jalan.
Yes, Charles.
Yeah, can I ask about this page 7, the and the under GH1 main contractor 167050, the figure. It doesn't tally with the in K, which shows 157745. Yeah, can this be reconciled? There's a difference of about 9,305 ringgit.
Which page, Charles, and which item number?
Page 7, the under item N. You can see the table.
Under item M. N.
You see
Yes.
the table. Under
Yes.
GH1, 167, the main contractor. 167
Yes.
050.
Yes.
So this one doesn't tally with, you go to page 6. Page 6, further, so scroll up. Yeah, okay, yeah. Under this table, K, you see here, this figure is 157745. Total amount to be paid to contractor. It's shown as 157745.
You mean the sum of this figure?
Yeah, you can see the 157 here.
Yeah, 15745.
Yeah. It doesn't
Total
tell you
amount
that
to be paid to contractor.
so the other one is 167. So about 9,000 ringgit different. So if this can be reconciled, then
I think we should go ahead and proceed first. Take a note so that the next amendment, change it, address it.
yeah.
We put a note lah. I mean, since a comment from our members on this issue, and we continue our meeting. Otherwise, the meeting will be stopped.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, Mr. Charles Paul has raised a query regarding the figures. Can we, because it may take time to check the figures, immediately also I'm unable to reconcile the figures as raised by Mr. Paul. Can we check it immediately after the AGM?
Daniel, you're a bit soft. I look at this is basically, Charles, I look at it, this is basically the minutes of recording of what was discussed then and the issue was discussed then. If there's any typo error as to the figures or whatever this, because this is what was discussed last meeting, is recording of the minutes. I'm sure there are some, those issues discussed, and if there is any typo errors, I think the secretary can then actually clear this up, unless there is a major issue that what was not said and what was said and not said and was said was not recorded. I think then we will raise it. If it's just a reconciliation of figures, I think we can do a corrections to the minutes.
Yeah. It's
Just
fine.
Charles is cool from Jalan 3, number 3, Jalan 10. Actually, you're comparing two different figures as well. The 157,745 on page 6 is the amount that was paid, inclusive of the collapse and the rebuild cost, which is for guard house 1, and the 162 that you mentioned is actually for guard house 2. So these are two different guard houses. The costs are different. But we can reconcile this later, so that we don't stop this meeting here.
I'm okay. I'm fine.
Yes, we can look at the accounts when the auditor's account come out, whether those figures were there, those money were there or not. I think this is just basic record of the previous meeting. The issues have been discussed, what was discussed and recorded. I think those figures can be reconciled and corrected and noted accordingly.
Okay, can we
is it
move
okay
on
with you,
to...
Charles?
Yeah.
Okay, then we move on to the next page then.
Okay, page
Thanks,
8.
Charles.
Okay.
We are at page 8 now, right?
Yes, page 8.
Those are the election results. And page 9.
On page 8, actually, what about the follow-up on the 3 matters raised? Because here noted that the item 6 CDE. So these are so-called action items. So maybe it's better if there can be some response on what's the follow-up action on action items. I think that will be appropriate of so-called
Charles, you're a bit soft. I can't hear you.
No, in item 6, you can see there are 3 the CDE. These are action items. So can that be what is the status on this? I mean, so-called a follow-up, any kind of follow-up response or action on because these are action items.
Mr. Chairman, may I respond to Mr. Charles Paul's query?
Can we raise this? Can you deal with this issue? Note it down. Raise this issue in the matter arising from this question on the reports, because we are actually now presenting the reports, the records of the minutes of the meeting of the previous meeting. So any issues that for example, Charles raised, we note it and then we bring it as the matter arising.
Okay.
So that we can deal with the report, adopt it, and whatever follow through questions on what is going to update or whatever it is, I think that we can do in the matter arising.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay.
So this is the end of page 8. We were on page 9.
Can move on. 10.
Page 11. In the end.
So I'll take it. This has been signed, right?
Yes, signed. It's just that this is
This is a presentation copy, right?
Correct.
Okay. So can somebody propose that this be adopted?
Yeah, this is Jasper here from 26 Jalan Baru. I propose this minutes to be adopted.
Okay. Since it's just an adoption, I'll take it that the minute is adopted. Well, I don't think we need to have to vote for this. This is just a record of it. So I think we moved on to the, we take it as the minutes and adopted. Presented to the meeting. We move to this next agenda is the annual reports and audited accounts. Would like the auditor to present the account, please? Oh, we have a treasurer.
Mr. Chairman, this is Daniel here, area manager. Can I request Mr. Jason Ho, the treasurer, whether you would like to present this? Is it on screen, or whether Jason Ho would like me to help present the accounts?
I think, yeah, it's on screen, Daniel. I think you can go ahead to present on this. Thanks, sir.
Thank you. Firstly, Mr. Chairman, the audited accounts, the signed audited accounts and the audit report was circulated to all the members together with the notice of meeting. And in this presentation here to the meeting, basically it's a slide. And on this slide, we see the income and expenditure account. So on the income side, comparing the audited figures for 2020 to 2019, there's an increase of 33% in 33,000 or 6% over the previous year in terms of contribution. This increase came from additional contribution paid up by members, as well as an increase in the issuance of access cards after completion of the guardhouse. The contribution from DBKL in the year 2020 was only 5,000 compared to 10,000. And there is under note 11, you will see there's an unusual one-time item, which is the insurance claim arising from the third-party damage when the guardhouse collapsed. So on the income side, the total amount, including this unusual exceptional amount, the total is 619,000. And the expenditure, on the expenditure side, I will highlight the major increase items. The obvious one is depreciation of equipment. This is simply because the depreciation in 2020 included part of the new guardhouse and equipment. So that's why you see a jump in the figures. And for security services, you notice it has increased from 440,000 to 458,000. This is due to the increase with effect from April 2020, when the guards rate increased from 7.50 ringgit to 8 ringgit. And the other item which shows a significant increase is upkeep and maintenance. This amount of 14,900 increase over the previous year is due to repair done to the small gate, the pedestrian gate at Jalan 18 and 19 due to damage to the control board. So at the end of 2020, there is a surplus of income over expenditure of 57,000, which is significantly higher than the previous year. Any questions from members regarding the income and expenditure for 2020? Admin, are there any questions raised by members on the chat?
Mr. Daniel,
Yes.
Charles Go again.
Yes, Charles.
Can I ask to find out there's actually a repair cost on the house number 57
Yes.
of about 8,000. So may I know where is that reflected? Because it's not offset with the insurance.
It will be reflected in the payments to the contractor.
Payment to contractor, but
yes.
That means it's part of the fixed asset cost.
If you refer back to the minutes of the previous meeting, the previous AGM, you will see the detailed figures there.
Yeah, now I understand. But say because that payment will be have to be taken out somewhere, because if it's not offset, then it will be either expense out or it's in the fixed asset.
It's in the fixed asset, in the payment to the contractor, because it is not an expenditure item.
I see. So you capitalize the cost.
Yeah, it's a capex item. It's not an opex item, Charles.
Oh, actually, by right, it shouldn't be a capex because it's actually to repair what has been damaged. So it should have been set off with the insurance. Insurance. I mean, a more appropriate treatment. Because yeah.
Any other questions?
Yeah, this is Cotwing from 53 Jalan 11. I concur with Charles. I'm also a chartered accountant. It is not appropriate to capitalize a repair due to calamity in our project, because that is not an asset. And number two, I also read that depreciation is over 10 years. And to the non-accounting minded people, the depreciation of 31,000 might show a small amount and hence showing a surplus of 57,000, which might trick the mind. And I know that is depreciated over 10 years. It's fine to have a depreciation policy over a non-business entity like ERA. That's allowed in accounting policies. But why 10 years? On what basis that decision is made? Why not 5 years? So it's just a question, not to say it's right or wrong. But on my first comment, I concur with Charles.
I believe it's a very good input, because I personally will agree to this, because I think it's based on we have the professionals here, the accountants say that you have an insurance claim. I think you have to deal with that insurance claim, or else it become an income and do not expand it out. So I think that is an entry matter, since I think we take note of that, and the auditors will have to deal with this.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Hi, Daniel, Chairman. I'm Paul here from Jalan 11. I just one observation. The income is actually based on the cash basis, right? And then the expenditure is may not be cash basis, right? So there would be another set of statement, which is a cash statement, right? Cash flow statement to show the actual cash in and cash out, right? Because I think this one, like what Mr. Yao said, may not give a true reflection of the account, because this one I'm not sure, but income is cash basis, right? I mean, we record as we receive the contribution.
You're correct, Mr. Ho. On the next page, actually, we have got the cash flow statement. I'm just not very sure, being not being a financial accountant, whether it will show the details when we come to the next slide. Okay, but the points raised by both Charles and Mr. Yao are noted. Mr. Chairman, can we move on to the next page?
Let me get my video. Okay.
So this is the statement of receipts and payments. Mr. Ho, they are just showing total figures. So the notation point just now, we will still have to take it up further. So basically in this statement, you will see the receipts during the year, which corresponds with the income statement just now. And you will see a significant increase in the payment. Basically, these are mostly due to the payment to the contractors. There's a decrease in terms of the cash flow, and you will see this correspondingly coming from our fixed deposit, because as informed in prior periods, the financial cash flow and the funding of the guardhouse came from the fixed deposits. Okay, I move on to the next page, which is the balance sheet position of ERA. So non-current assets, which are the fixed assets for 2020, you will see an increase. This is due to capitalization of the guardhouse and the equipment. Current assets, basically, not the only significance is the reduction in the fixed deposits, which were used to pay the contractors for the guardhouse. Liabilities, nothing very significant. Basically, it is the accrual accounts for the bills, timing difference of payment of the bills. So these were the accrual accounts, and the details are in blue. And also detail itemized in note 8 of the accounts. Okay, so overall, in summary, the total funds in ERA members fund at the end of 2020 is 435,000 compared to 378,000 in the previous year. So this represents a lot of the capitalization of the guardhouse and equipment.
If I may help as well for the non-numbers minded members, I just want to emphasize that what's very important statement is the previous page. If Mr. Chairman, you can go back to the next previous page. There's reduction of cash position of 140,000. Now that is a very important fact. We can have great assets of 1 million, but if your cash is only $1 left, it doesn't help. So I just want to highlight to the members, we got a reduction of cash of 160,000 over last year due to the spend for the guardhouse and so on. That's all I just want to highlight to the people.
Thank you very much, Mr. Yao. I think that's a very pertinent point. The expenses paid for the guardhouse. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mr. Daniel.
Yes, Charles.
Okay. Okay. In line with the drop in the balance, can I ask, say, what is the latest position, say, as of 31st July, for the FD with the licensed bank as well as cash at bank? If you have the figure with you.
The figure as at July remains at this figure 194.
Okay.
Thank you.
So okay.
Charles, that is last year. You're asking 31st July, right?
Yes, yes. I just want to see whether there's been a further drop because, like I said, based on chairman's address, that there's been a reduction in the number of, the residents are paying for the fees. So just want to see whether there's any impact. Yeah.
Charles, I understand your thinking. although the current balance in fixed deposit, even as at July, remains at 194,000. Actually, these funds in terms of cash flow is already earmarked, will be utilized in the ensuing months. The reason is because when we pay for the guard house, we actually use our operating funds from the current account to pay, because it was more cost efficient not to immediately draw from the fixed deposits. As the working capital funds reduce, we will soon have to draw from the fixed deposit. Basically, it's just the funds used, but this 194,000 was already earmarked and budgeted for paying for the guard house. It's just which pocket we were using to pay. I think that also helps to clear your thoughts, Mr. Charles.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Chairman, that is the end of the summary presentation of the audited accounts for year ended 31st December 2020. If I may, Mr. Chairman, the accounts are now ready to be adopted. It's not tabled for approval because these are already audited by the independent auditors. So basically, it's to just table for adoption, Mr. Chairman.
Yeah, I know that. If any further question, no further question, then we just adopt this accounts, because you can't ask for approval of the accounts because that's been audited. Then you'll be no, and if the account is not adopted, then we have issues with that. So we take this account that's been adopted by the meeting, and we moved on to the next agenda, which is elections of new committee members.
What about the issues raised by Charles just now in regards to the repair? Although it's approved by the auditors, but what if the auditors are wrong?
Okay, we have external auditors with he has his professional views on this, and if we're not happy with the auditors, I think we then have to change it. But we just this is our view as a member, right? That how the accounts should be dealt with and how it should be taken. And we then have to leave it with the auditor. If the auditor insists that should not be the case, I think then the members, the committee can change the auditor. I mean, the members now agree. I mean, I would say that the member embrace it. I would say that there's no objection to those issue raised. And we want the account to be dealt with in this manner. And we leave it to the auditors. If the auditors are not happy with it, not willing to change it, I think then we would have to change the auditor. That's my view on this.
Dato Chairman, Daniel here, number 98, Jalan 19. May I say something as a member?
Yes.
Dato Chairman, I appreciate your views, and I also appreciate what Mr. Charles Kor and Mr. Yao has raised earlier. May I propose that we note this in the minutes of meeting, and then we would like to bring this to the attention of our auditors for the auditors' view, and we will report that at our next AGM, which regards to the policy on the depreciation, the 10 years, and also we would like to seek clarification from the auditors with regards to the fund flow accounting of the insurance claim. Is that okay, Dato Chairman and Mr. Yao and Mr. Charles? Since we all raised this issue, I think I would like to address it as a member as such to seek clarification from the auditors.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say, is that the auditors has discharged his role and prepared the accounts as it is, and that is his professional opinions as to this. What she has prepared the account and table as such, and obviously with the members, some of the members have raised this, and they are professionals themselves, and obviously as professional we respect the other professionals' view on this. As I say, if we are still reporting to him and highlight this issue to the auditor, and this auditor is not came back and give us his view or confirm or actually agrees to what has been raised here, If not, then we leave it to the members whether they're happy with the auditors or not.
Thank you very much, Dato' Chairman.
I have a supplementary question, number 3, Jalan 10. So just now, Daniel, you mentioned that the fixed deficit of 194,000 may be drawn down to pay for some of the gut house payments that are not being fully disbursed. How much more is still outstanding?
Correction, Mr. Koo. The gut house is already fully paid for.
Okay.
It's just that we use operating funds as a matter of cash flow to pay the contractors without drawing down from the fixed deposit.
Okay.
So obviously, in terms of the timing, our operating funds, which is actually budgeted for use in terms of our operating budget, were first used to pay the contractors. So now we will in turn draw from the fixed deposits to replenish our operating funds.
Okay, but this, you will be drawing down any amount that is inadequate from the collection, right? We're not talking about drawing down, the entire fixed deficit, right?
You are right, Mr. Koo. In terms of cash flow management, yeah, if we have spare funds, we will still keep it in fixed deposits. We will only draw down on a need basis to augment, to replenish our working capital funds.
Okay, all right, thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Koo.
Sorry, Mr. Yao here again. Mr. Chairman just now said that external auditors is involved in this. May I know who is the external auditor?
We have honorary auditors who are also members of ERA. As you can see in the audited accounts, the honorary auditors for 2020 are Mr. OK Tan and Ms. Serene Lim.
Okay, I think it's very important to make the statement correct. It's not external auditor, it's honorary auditors.
Precisely.
The question is whether the honorary auditors are professionals, qualified accountants or not is the question. To address the question.
One of our honorary auditors, Mr. Yao, is a certified accountant as well as a certified auditor.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Dr. Chairman, we are ready to move on.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Sorry for the misinformation just now. A word of thanks for the honorary auditors. We know that all the committee members working here are basically on voluntary basis. I think they have put in the efforts and the time to get this done for us. Now we move to the next agenda, which is elections of new committee members for 2021 and 2022. Just now, Madam Chairman has said that the earlier committee or now current committee members have decided to, I wouldn't say a resignation because the terms end at this AGM. So they have decided not to be nominated to be re-elected. I respect their view, but I hope that they can reconsider their position and to actually get nominated and not to be elected again. So I think they have done a pretty good job. So it's up to them. I leave it to them. Now I open the elections for nominations.
Dr. Chairman, Daniel here, number 98, Jalan 19. May I propose to the members present that we first make a proposal to decide on the number of committee members first before we go into the nomination process. And to kick that off, Daniel, number 98, Jalan 19, would like to propose for our new committee to comprise of 9 members, 9 committee members. This is a proposal. It's up to the members to second or whether there are any other proposals.
Then you're talking about the committee members, right?
Yes, correct. To decide on the number of members in the committee for 2021-2022.
Daniel, based on your rules of your ERA, sorry, just down to confirm, because based on the rules and Rule 10 of Rule 10.2, basically you have one chairman, two vice chairman, one secretary, one assistant secretary, one treasurer, and assistant treasurer, right?
Yes, yes, correct.
And then you have a 10 committee member.
Yes, correct. Correct, Dr. Chairman. But under our resolution at today's AGM, there is also a resolution for members to approve the number of committee members for the new period 2021 to 2022. Which is resolution number 3B.
Okay, I have my concern here, Daniel, because our rules actually state that it's for 10 members. Whether we can now amend the rules at this AGM, because even if you pass this, for it to take effect, I think you have to register, you have to submit to the registrar of society. And in that, once they approved it, then I think I take it at the next AGM. That's how I look at it. We may run into problem with this.
Dr. Chairman, I appreciate your comment, and I also want to respect this comment. To simplify the matter, can we then propose the number of committee members to remain at 10, and which is also consistent with our constitution?
Yeah, I would take it that it has to be, because that resolution, if you want to pass that resolution now, it was still for this year. For 2022, 21 and 22, you still have to stick to 10 unless you don't have enough nominations.
Yes, understand. I think that is very practical. So on this basis, I would like to amend my proposal to increase to 10 committee members.
Mr. Chairman,
go to the floor.
Yeah.
Mr. Chairman, if you don't mind, could you reread the particular clause with regards to the number of committee members? Thank you.
Okay, clause Rule 10.2. Rule 10.2. Rule 10 is basically committee. Okay. It stated the committee consisting of 17 members shall be elected at the AGM of the society. Rule 2 says the new committee shall then convene a meeting within 7 days of the AGM to elect and appoint the office bearer from the following, which is a chairman, two vice chairmen, a secretary, an assistant secretary, a treasurer, an assistant treasurer, 10 ordinary committee members. So you have a set of posts that has been set in your rules, unless you don't have enough nomination.
And your rules actually says the total number of committee members is 17, right? Because 7 of them are office bearer and 10 of them are ordinary committee members.
Yes.
So if you were to change that to 10, are we going to violate any rules of the registrar?
No, I think they're changing at 10 ordinary members, or they're just changing everything, or all to 9.
Because I think what Daniel is proposing is to cap the number of total committee members to 10, right? Whereas in our constitution, it says 17, right?
Yes.
Is there any other rules below that that allows us to vary the number of committee members?
Dr. Chairman, Daniel here. Actually, in the Constitution, there is no further proviso, but may I explain, or rather just bring to the attention of the members and also to address Mr. Khoo's question. Mr. Khoo, is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. You see, This has been a practice in our era AGM, because to have 17 total of 17 committee members is very onerous. And every year we have this issue about getting adequate number of committee members. So since as far back as, if I can recall correctly, and I stand to be corrected, as far back as 12 years ago, in our AGM, we have adopted a practical approach where a member's resolution notice is given in conjunction with the notice of AGM, that we will elect the committee members based on the number of nominations that we can receive and what is decided or kept at the AGM. And then when this is done, we will come to the resolution, for example, item 3B in today's meeting, that the members will then adopt that as the number of committee members. But Dato Chairman has also pointed out something to us, whether how do we deal with this going forward. I think that is something that all members have to take note of. So in today's meeting, perhaps we continue with the precedents and practice that we have done, and then address the constitution issue going forward. Mr. Koo and Dato Chairman, that is my view or my proposal at today's AGM.
Okay, I understand, Daniel. You do have a members' resolution, as you said, 3B, right? And 3B's resolution reads that we will enable a revision of the total number of members to the main committee from 13 to a number to be determined. So you are recommending that we now change the 13 to 10.
10, correct.
When was this number revised to 13 to begin with if your original constitution is 17?
Since 10 years ago, Mr. Koo, every AGM, we have got this resolution proposed to the members at every AGM, and then with due notice in the notice of meeting, Mr. Koo.
But this 3B must be taken to mean that we have submitted this revision to the ROS, right? Because the number stated is 13.
I would think so, but just immediately I'm unable to, because we will need to check back the secretarial file. Frankly speaking, this was the precedence and the practice since Patrick Lau and Erin's time.
Okay, all right. So it looks like the number that we are trying to revise downward is not 17 but 13. And in the rules, is there any clause on the casting vote by the chairman? Should the votes be even in a vote?
You mean in the ERA committee?
Yes.
Yeah, in the ERA committee, the constitution does stipulate that the chairman of the ERA committee has a casting vote.
Okay, so if it's a 5-5, then the chairman will cast the breaking to break the tie. Yeah.
Correct, Mr. Koo.
Okay. All right. I'm fine with that then. Thanks.
Yeah. So in that sense, Dato Chairman, whether it's 9 or 10 doesn't really matter. And then also whether it's even or odd number also doesn't matter, as clarified by Mr. Koo just now. So in today's meeting, I mean, for simplicity, I'm proposing 10 committee members and leave it to the floor to have a seconder, or leave it to the floor to have other proposals for consideration. Is there any seconder for the proposed number of 10 committee members? Or any other proposals?
Let me say this. Let me say this. I understand that a lot of societies, when they organize when they run the society, they tend to look at things more in the legalistic way, right? Because I just read your constitution, because every time I conduct a meeting, I will make sure that I read the constitution so that at least I know where we are leading to. The constitution says very clear, any resolutions that amend the rules, because basically now you're proposing to amend the rules, and any amendments to the rules passed in the EGM or AGM has to be submitted to the ROS, and once approved by the ROS, it takes effect from that day. Okay, it doesn't take effect from the AGM day. So what we are proposing here may run foul with the rules, constitutions of the ROS. And I just do not want it to be an issue later on for any members to take it up and say that what we are doing here is unconstitutional, what happened in the parliament now. I'll take it that if the members do agree, you have all the members there. And if the members agree, I think we can deal with it in practical manner, is that we will then, the members agree on nominations is less than, it's about that number, we take it that number, the post has not been normally nominated for that post, and then we fill in later, and then we then deal with the resolutions as if that we're going to amend the rules, and we submit to registrar so that those rules are amended.
Yes.
And then the next AGM, then we have that number. I can understand where you're coming from, because it's very difficult to get them, especially society like what we are doing here. It's very difficult to get the numbers.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you very much, Dato Chairman, for the guidance and the reference to the Constitution, Dato Chairman. Just one point to add. Every year, our AGM minutes and resolutions are submitted to the Registrar of Society. So just as a kind of comfort, yeah, it has gone on record with the ROS. But I think, taking your advice, we need to be more specific to highlight that there is this amendment to the Constitution item number 2.
Yes.
Thank you. Dato Chairman, can we go back onto the business at hand, which is the proposal of number of committee members?
Yeah, you can.
Members of the floor, I have made a proposal for 10 committee members. Is there any other proposal or any seconder?
Daniel, your proposal for 10 committee members, what are the chairman is 1, secretary 1?
Chairman, vice chairman, secretary, treasurer.
Secretary, treasurer.
Yes.
And then you have 6 committee members.
Correct.
So, any seconder?
Seconded by Annie from 71 Jalan 18.
So I put this motion to amend the rules to have 10 committee members, which had a post of 1 chairman, 1 vice chairman, 1 secretary, and 1 treasurer, and 6 committee members. So I put this to vote. Any objection?
Can I counter suggest a little bit? The secretary, one person to do all the paperwork can be very onerous. Why not have an assistant secretary as well?
Yes.
Vice secretary. Mr. Yao, you are proposing to have a vice secretary?
Yes, assistant secretary.
Assistant secretary.
Yes, I second Mr. Yao's proposal. So we can amalgamate that into the main proposal that is on the table now.
Can I have your proposal? It's a proposal. Again, Daniel.
Yes, I would like to propose the motion to have 10 committee members, which will be made up of chairman, vice chairman, secretary, assistant secretary, treasurer, and 5 committee members.
Your wording of your resolution is there, right?
The wording is not in the notice, Dr. Chairman. This motion is a motion from the floor. So it's seconded by Annie of 71 Jalan 18. We would now like to request the members to see if there are any other proposal. Dr. Chairman, the audio is breaking up.
My audio?
No, your audio is okay. I think there is a member who is trying to speak. Dear member, if your audio is not coming on, you can either type in the chat group, or we will have to, the chairman may decide to move on with the meeting. Dr. Chairman, I think there's no audio coming through, so it's up to the chair to proceed.
So I put this motion to vote. Is it easy for you to take the vote now, or for secretary part, administration part?
Yes, there are 2 ways to do it, Dr. Chairman. One is we can initiate the vote via Zoom one by one, or of course there's an option for.
And then why not do it this way? As it's virtual, it's difficult for you to count because when you count by hand, I'll take it as first I ask, is there any objections to this motion?
Thank you very much, Dr. Chairman. That's my point.
Is there any objection? You have objection, type 1. If you have any objection, just type 1. Then we know you're objecting. Any? Any response to that? No, right? So is there any members abstain?
In the chat group, there's one response who said no objection, no objection.
Yeah, I just want to know any objection. So if there's no objection, no abstain, I'll take that this motion is passed unanimously. Yeah, without any objections. So this motion is carried then.
Yes, 10 committee members to be nominated. Dr. Chairman, can I say something, please?
Yeah.
This is Daniel of 98 Jalan 19. As the outgoing Madam Chairman Annie Cheong has said in her speech, the old committee members have actually stepped down, and we really wish to appeal to the members present to please nominate yourself or nominate members to form the new committee. Dr. Chairman.
Daniel, actually the committee members are still there until the end of the meeting today, yeah, until we have a new meeting coming in. Okay, so they are still doing their job now, and they're still as a committee, and obviously we appreciate the hard work. As I said just now, I appeal to them, they don't reconsider. Yeah, reconsider if you get nominated again. Do reconsider. Yeah, we know that's why you have reduced down to 10, because it's very difficult for you to get the number of people coming in to assist and to help. And it's not something that a lot of people would envy this sort of rule, because you don't get paid for it, and then you get a lot of complaint, and you got a lot of finger pointings. Especially when you deal with collections of money, there will be a lot of question on the accounts, and whether there's what happens to those money. As I said, it's not too much of money. It's every month for $200, whatever. I mean, the work of collection, there's a lot of work, and to keep this place community. My children are very happy here, and I'm very happy living here, and I appreciate those hard work from the earlier committee, going house to house and getting house owners to be members of ERA, and from a non-gated to a gated, and actually well-gated such. And I think we manage better than those gated, frankly speaking. Yeah, and we can see the children playing the playgrounds, happily playing in this very safe environment. So please keep up with the good work. And for members who have, I think these are people who have really have time and love the community to actually offer their services. And I appreciate that. I think all the members appreciate that. And please, those members who think they have some spare times and they're willing to do something for the communities, do offer yourself. Yeah. So I open it for nominations now. Okay, I propose Datuk Simon, to be one of the committee members. Jalan 9 by me.
Seconded by Ali, Jalan 9, number 63.
Don't say no, please, Datuk. I can stay as a committee member, but definitely not any of the posts, because no problem. We need some. We say I'm an outgoing vice president for this era. I notice our committee member lack of knowledge. So we need one person like you with the experience to help us. Dear members, this is my humble view. My humble view of this, because I have been in a lot of committee members, in a lot of committees, a lot of NGOs, political parties, and I believe that there should be a continuity. That's why I appeals to the current committee that those can still offer their service to join, because it is not easy for the new committee to just take over, to run it. Obviously, the continuity, some of the members are there, that would make it easier for the new committees to actually take over and run it.
Mr. Say, would you mind to mute so that there's no background noise, Mr. Say?
So members, the ex-committee member, please, it's my appeal to you guys. Normally what we do is we have successor, in the sense in every committee, in every association or any societies, we have a successor plan, in the sense that the current committee members who moved up the rank, you know, even like by association or even the accountants, we have successor plan. It means that the deputy chairman will become the chairman, or the secretary becomes the deputy chairman, move on the rank. So there's some sort of continuity.
Dr. Chairman, Daniel here. I appreciate your kind words and understanding. Dr. Chairman, the outgoing committee would like to appeal to the residents for new blood to please come in. Dr. Chairman, on behalf of the members, could you very kindly once again appeal to the members for new blood? If not, Dr. Chairman, the outgoing committee will want to request for a 2-3 minutes break. If really the position is just that there is one nomination of Dr. Simon Lim, it cannot be a single person committee. So yes, please appeal. If not, kindly allow a 2-3 minute toilet break for the outgoing committee to respond to your appeal, Dr. Chairman.
The meeting will still continue. I won't be able to adjourn it or postpone it. You can have 2 or 3 minutes to actually have your own discussion, because you know I can't just say you will stop for a while. That is a bit difficult for me to conduct a meeting like that, because the meeting continue on unless all the members agree to have a break. I think yeah, I mean, at your request, I think what I'll do is then with my discretion, I will just give you a 2 minutes break, or 5 minutes you want, and then you please quickly come back so that the members do not have to. Looking at now, we only have one nomination. As you say, you know, it's difficult for one person to run the committee, and so we'll take a 3 minutes break. Yeah.
Yeah, Dr. Chairman, thank you very much. Make it also a toilet break. 3 minutes. We'll come back.
Okay. Okay.
Daniel, can you please take my name out? Chong, Mr. Chong. You need a spokesman for the EIA. Daniel, can you please take my name out, please? I'm not going to be working anymore. I have served 5 different chairmen already. Okay, it's time for me to move on.
Can we have Yao? We need a
Yeah,
accountant.
let Yao take the chance. The one who asked questions on financials.
We need an accountant.
Yeah.
So that we have good health.
Yes, that's why you need to take my name out also, Daniel. I mean, please respect my decision. Thank you.
So, Chairman, is the meeting resume? Toilet break over?
We still don't have some. We don't have nominated. Can I nominate those who are not nominated by any person's names are there?
Dr. Chairman, Daniel here. On the list, I've just typed some names because the floor is so quiet. I really would like to appeal to the floor, to members to nominate yourself or to nominate members that you know who are willing to serve on the committee. I've just put some names on the list. And then as the Dato Chairman has mentioned, these are names of the outgoing committee members, most of them. So we can now filter this into a nomination list.
Are those members' name listed? Are they have any objections?
Hey, for sure. Chris Tan would not like to be re-elected, please.
So can we remove Chris Tan's name? Because
Yes, please. Come on, I have served 5 different chairmen already for 5 years. I think this is enough for me.
No harm doing another one.
Thanks, Simon. Dr. Simon.
Dr. Chairman, precisely, the members would like to appeal for Mr. Christopher Tan to accept nomination unless he got very strong reasons to tell the members now.
Yes, I have to tell my wife. I keep my promise to my wife. That's the most important promise I make.
So can you get your wife to remember then?
Oh, Simon. Cannot lah. I just.
These are just a list of names. Can we have more nominations, or otherwise, can members please confirm the can members please officially nominate and second the names that you see appearing, or please nominate more names?
I got one comment. If you notice that only 3 from phase 1. That is very few considered the number of households there, and also there's no representatives from Jalan 10.
Mr. Yao, thank you very much. You are so observant. And indeed, I have tried my best to actually talk to some of the members, Mr. Yao, and it's all quiet. I think the members need to speak up, and the members in Jalan 10 and Jalan 18 and 19, please nominate.
Hey, Daniel, your name is nominated. Look at the chat room. Check.
I second.
Okay, Daniel, please put your name there. I cannot type, please. Sorry.
I can type, but not wasting my energy to type, because I would like to decline the nomination for very good reasons. Thank you, Stacy and Mrs. Tai. I am unable to serve on the committee for reasons which will become apparent very shortly. Can we, Dr. Chairman, can we go down the list one by one and to complete the nomination and the seconder, or to officially those who want to decline, so that we can make a decision on the nomination list before going into election?
Sure.
So
Chairman,
Richard,
I would like to nominate Sai Weng.
I seconded for Ng Sai Weng.
Chairman, this is Saving here. I would like to decline the nomination. Sorry, guys.
Sai Weng, Daniel here. I want to double second this nomination because we feel that you can really contribute, and we need your contribution from Jalan 18, Sai Weng.
Sai Weng, I worked with you before in the committee members. Trust me, you are suitable to be a member.
Thank you everyone for your kind word, but again, I would like to decline the nominations. I am too tied up. Sorry.
Next year, Sai Weng, your current decline is respected. Thank you.
Hey, Daniel, my decline also can be respected also, please.
That I have to consult with Richard Ong, whether he agreed to your decline or not.
Wow. Hey, Richard, can everyone please let me go?
Hi everyone, I'm Ryan here from Jalan Baru. I also like to decline the nomination due to my work commitment.
Ryan, can you nominate one of your brothers in your stead?
I think because we work in the same company and we know the work commitment that we have. I'm sorry about that.
Who will represent Jalan Baru then?
Ivan?
One representative?
Yes, I think that we trust Ivan and we only want to have like one person represent all of us from Jalan Baru.
Thank you.
Sorry about that.
Dr. Chairman, can we go down the list for Richard Ong? There is a proposal. Any seconder for Richard Ong?
A second.
Who is that? Dr. Simon, is it?
Yeah.
Any Cheong?
I second. Jason Ho from Jalan 15. From Jalan 9, number 15.
Christopher Tan.
Second, Jasper from 74 Jalan 9.
No one. Hey, guys, this case.
I second. Simon from 110.
I can be part of your team, no problem, but don't ask me to attend meetings or whatever. I don't want. I can help. Okay, but I don't want to be part of a committee.
Can I propose someone, Mr. Ho, Jalan 11?
Sure, you can. Yeah.
No, please, I decline, please. Thank you.
Good. New blood. We need some new blood.
I repeat, I decline. Thank you.
Now I can see why you want to reduce to 10.
Thank you. Mr. Chong, I propose Mr. Chong Chen Ken. Seconder.
Yeah.
I second. Richard, Sandy Chong, 11, second.
39.
39.
11.
Would someone like to propose Stanley Chong of Jalan 11?
I propose.
Richard.
Your name, please.
Richard Ong.
Seconder.
Mr. Yao.
Stacy from Jalan 11 will second for Stanley.
Any proposal for Jasper Ma?
I nominate.
Who?
Stanley Chong.
Yes.
3911.
Seconder.
I second.
This member is an ex-committee member before. He has obliged to come back to serve. So I would like to propose Mr. Eng Tet Goy of Jalan 19.
A seconder.
I second. From 71 Jalan 18.
Good.
Ivan Koo, Ryan, will you propose Ryan? Ivan Koo?
Yes, I propose Ivan Koo.
I second.
Thank you, guys.
Hey, by the way, Daniel and Chairman, can we can I nominate Nick Chan, the one who's helping us with this meeting today? Some members asking me right now, can we nominate Nick Chan?
Can. It's the right of the members to nominate.
Okay, thank you.
I second that.
I second that.
Okay, good. You see, Nick, welcome back home.
So I can decline now. Huh?
How to talk to a lawyer? I wish I'm a lawyer.
Mr. Nick Chan, are you in the Nick? Can you hear? You're nominated for committee member. Nick Chan, please respond.
I am not a committee. I'm not an ERA member, so I will not be eligible.
Dr. Chairman, Nick has declared his status. But Nick, you can come back as a member.
Yeah.
We nominate you to return as a member and to return to the committee, Nick.
It's not the end of the world, you know.
Daniel, we can't do this. We can't do it now.
Oh, okay, okay.
Okay. Sorry, may I go to Mr. Yao, who was the nominator? Who nominated Mr. Yao?
I nominated Mr. Yao because I need an accountant.
Yeah. Second.
I second it.
I second.
Seconded by?
12, Channel 19.
Seconded by?
Ali.
Are there more nominations, please?
I nominate Mr. Ali.
Good.
I second Mr. Ali.
Yeah.
55 Jalan 11.
Oh, by the way, Daniel, you skip number 5. Okay, the total is still total is 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The numbering.
Who is the seconder, please?
Chong, Jalan.
Who is the seconder,
55
please?
Jalan 11. Chong. 55 Jalan 11.
Yes, Sandy.
Okay, we now have got 10 nominations. More nominations, please. If we have more nominations, we will go into an election.
Can we nominate people who are not in the meeting?
Provided they agree. Otherwise, if they are voted in, Mr. Yao, then it becomes a difficulty if they don't take up the position, the post. Dr. Chairman, Daniel here, 98 Jalan 19. I would like to propose nomination to be closed. Any member who would like to second this proposal, or there are no more nominations?
I second.
Okay, I think this nomination is closed. Now, I take it that because just to complete this election process, looking at your rules, so we not flaw the rules. We have chairman, vice chairman, secretary, and whatever. So we take it as I'm suggesting this, that the members have to leave it to those who are nominated. Close now, we have 10 members. There are no other nominations. Leave it to the 10 committee members to decide who to elect among themselves as chairman, the assistant chairman, the secretary, assistant secretary, treasurers, and the committee members.
Yes, Dr. Chairman, you are very precise, and you are obviously you have read the Constitution. The Constitution says within 1 week the committee must meet, and within these committee members they will elect the office bearers, as you have mentioned. Dr. Chairman, what we need to do now is to go to the members to see if there's any objection. Otherwise, whether there is a vote to unanimously carry this nomination, because if this nomination of 10 committee members is carried, there is no need for, it also means automatic election of these 10 members into the committee, Dr. Chairman.
Daniel, point taken. Since these are the nominations, these are nomination closed. They were deemed to be they basically deemed to be elected already.
Yes.
Yeah. So we don't need them to object or to abstain or whatever, because this is the nominations and whatever. So unless anybody here, members, object to any of the members here for any reason whatsoever to be the members of the committee members.
Can we have a show of hands either via
So I take it that if any objections, no objections, then I take it as unanimously agreed.
Thank you, Dr. Chairman.
The secretaries, there's no objection, right? So we take this as agreed by the members in this AGM.
Thank you.
And then we'll file the relevant these resolutions with the registrar ROS to make sure that this is reflected in our next AGM for the number of members that are going to be elected.
Yes. Mr. Chairman, we are ready to move on to the next agenda item in the interest of time.
Now moving on to the next agenda, which is the member resolutions that has been done with, right?
Members resolution, if we refer to item 3 in the notice, 3A is the operating budget for 2021.
Okay.
I'm now putting it up on screen. This requires approval by the members. Dear members, this operating budget was actually approved in the last AGM 2021. As it is now only August 2021, in this AGM, we are proposing for the next year's budget, which is 2022, to be put up by the new committee. So this budget for 2021 is put up again to formalize as approval during this AGM. I'm putting it on the screen again. If you have any questions, you may raise.
Mr. Daniel Charles from Jalan Nai.
Yes, Mr. Charles Paul.
Regarding this budget for community and social activity, and in view of now this COVID pandemic, I suggest that this one be removed. This item, maybe this not to be held for this year.
Thank you for your suggestion. Is noted. We are also mindful that we will not be able to hold a physical activity. But perhaps, Mr. Kaur, you may wish to allow the new company whether they wish to hold some community activity virtually. For example, the official opening of the club, or for example, crime prevention under the new normal, engaging the our local police. But this is open for discussion to the meeting. As you can see, interim to June. These are interim unaudited accounts. This is interim account to June 2021. Yeah, zero expenditure. If between now and December there's activity, has pointed out, yeah, it will be zero expenditure.
Can I touch on the same point? While the budget, we can leave it there for the time being. There is a note in the operating budget, note number 5, planned official opening of the new guardhouse event. Given that the guardhouse doesn't comply with the local government rules, I wonder why are we considering having an official opening that may attract attention to it unnecessarily?
Mr. Koo of Jalan 10, I presume.
Yes.
Thank you for pointing that out. I think the new committee will have to take note of this. And Mr. Koo, in 2013, where we completed, we also had an opening. It had the impact of recognition by EBKL and the police and combat, albeit that house was also without official approval. So it is a strategy, or it is therefore an activity which the new committee can discuss. And yes, thank you. They must take cognizance of the thing that you have raised, Mr. Koo.
Okay, Mr. Daniel, I have another item to raise.
Yes.
About accounting fee. Just the question, why is it as of June, it's already 6,500? It's more than the full year's budget.
The reason is because, Mr. Charles Paul, the committee for 2019 and 2020 approved for the accounting fee to be increased from 500 to 100 with effect from February or March 2021. Thank you.
Increase to how much, Mr. Daniel?
From 500 to 800.
8 times 6 is only 4,008. 6 months in, isn't it?
And there is also accrual for 2020.
Accrual? You mean last year it was not expense, huh?
Right. Timing difference of the billing.
No. Normally, accrual means like last year it would have been charged out and then taken up as a payable only. So this year it's just pay off whatever is been accrued last year.
Yeah, this is just interim account based on cash, not adjusted accruals.
Oh, this is cash.
Interim.
Oh. Okay.
Thank you.
These are just budgets, right? You can change by the new committee, right?
Precisely, Mr. Yao.
May I say something here? I think the budget is basically, like any companies, or is the budget is just telling the members that these are the money that we might have to spend for 2021. I think it's basically for the control. If any expenses that's more than that, exceeded that in a very substantial manner, I think then the committee member has to come back to the member and ask for approval. So there is a control as to the current committee, how much they want. This is basically, we are telling you that this is the budget for 2021 to 22. So anything exceeded that, I think you have come back. It's just like any parliament, see, they will start with the budget first, and whatever expenses they're going to spend, assuming that you're saying that community and social activities or $8,000, it does not mean that I think the committee will spend it. But if they spend it, they must have reason why they spend it. and how they spend it. I think that's accountability too. Yeah, I think this is the sum that's allocated for the committee to deal with the social activities and committees. This is the amount that they can work between. I think this is the purpose of the budget, if I'm not wrong.
Precisely, Dato Chairman, you are right. Only a minor correction. The budget is purely for calendar year 2021. 2022 will be budgeted by the new committee. And yes, these are only budget figure. The expenditure guidelines are also stipulated in the constitution as well too. And there is control, check and control by the function of the committee as well. And furthermore, this 2021 budget was actually approved in the last AGM as well. In November 2019, or rather in November 2020 for the 2021 budget. Thank you. Are there any questions? If there are no further questions,
Daniel?
Yes?
Daniel, the item on the smart app, yeah?
Yes.
In the last minute, we say there's a budget of 30K provided for the smart app, which a committee member will explain later. Was there a subsequent explanation about that? Or there was a?
Mr. Khoo, I presume?
Yes.
Mr. Khoo, in the last AGM, you will read the minutes. The AGM members resolved to leave this matter to the new committee. So the new committee in 2021 have decided to KIV this project. So under note number 7, so this remains KIV, and the budget therefore just remains as an academic item.
I think the incoming committee needs to consider this carefully, right? Because the key consideration for all residents is really the security. Now, if the app can significantly improve on that aspect of it, then it's something that can be considered. But if it is nice to have, then this is a big amount of money that we shouldn't spend. Yeah, that will be my point. Thank you.
It's a very good point, Mr. Khoo. Yes, I think the new committee must take note of Mr. Khoo, the point raised by Mr. Khoo. And Mr. Khoo, just practically, practical response is we don't expect to expand this in 2021. Thank you. But yes, the committee has to continue to look into ways of technology and the efficient running of the security of Taman Esplanad. Thank you.
Mr. Chairperson, can you please help clarify regards to a statement made by someone just now that the budget needs to be approved by the member and so on and so forth. What does that mean?
Okay, I think the purpose of the budget is that is to not get involved later on where the members will come and say that we do not approve this payment. So the budget is basically telling the member that these are the expenses that are going to be incurred by the society, yeah, and itemize it, and so that the members know that these are expenses will be made. And then at the end of the term, they will come up with an audited account to show where are the money exactly spent with all the receipts and the payment to show that they work between the budget. Okay, they have to work between the budget. If anything that's not within the budget they need to spend, they cannot spend it. They have to come back to the members and say that, look, I need more money. Yeah, so that means the members know this is the amount they collected, this amount that you pay, this amount at the end of the day is sufficient to pay for all these expenses that is budgeted. That is basically just a guideline so that the members know what's going on rather than, no budget. When there's no budget, it's worse because then the committee will just spend what they want and just increase the fees or increase the security, whatever fees they want. So within that budget, then they have to come back to, it's not within the budget, then they will come back again and ask for approval for those spending.
So if you look at 2 line items which exceeded significantly, upkeep, maintenance, and accounting fee. And so what does that mean based on what you just said?
So for example, like last year, you have budgeted for this, and obviously, you know, whether that amount is very significant or whether that is on a need basis. For example, if there's emergency cases where you need to spend this money, and then they'll come back, they'll explain to the members that this is money that actually has to be spent. Yeah, instead of calling an EGM or AGM for that matter. And then the members will decide whether that is reasonable to do that or not, or is this something that's not reasonable. For example, there may be some water pipe burst or whatever, and then they don't come back to EGM and say, I have to clear, you know, I get a contractor to clear up the mess or whatever it is. Yeah. So they will spend those money because of emergency cases, and they come back and explain to the members and say, this is money that we have spent, and we have spent it.
Dr. Chairman, thank you very much for a very precise explanation. And Mr. Yao, thank you for the question. So I want to now apply it to this item, which has exceeded budget: upkeep, maintenance, and supplies. We actually budgeted 4,000 for the year, but as of June, we have already spent 9,000. Firstly, in the Constitution, the chairman has an expenditure limit of 500 ringgit, and on a full committee approval basis, the expenditure can go out up to 25,000. So there is check and balance. Now, coming back to the application of these controls in this particular expenditure item, it was out of exigency. There were several cases of petty break-in, and security identified the breaches in 3 fencing spots in our taman. And because it immediately impacts the security of the taman, we have to immediately ring fence the issue by repairing the fencing. So that is number one. And number two, in March this year, because of the thunderstorm in March, if you remember, the lightning struck the control board of the small gate in Jalan 18 and 19. And if we do not fix it, we cannot lock the gates, or the gates cannot operate. So as a result, these were expenditure incurred for emergency items as such. Thank you.
Yeah, when it comes to emergency, all this kind of thing is understandable. But to comply with whatever the Constitution is saying, especially where it is not emergency cases, whereby it is up to the discretion to the committee as a whole, not just by the chairman, because it exceeds 500. So when it comes to accounting fee, how do we explain that? You know, because by year end, it will be double compared to the budget. So this is not emergency. I'm sorry that I know this could be.
No issue, Mr. Yao. No issue. It's not personal. It's a professional matter.
So I just want to understand. I'm not questioning the increase per se, but I want to clarify. You know, what is the jurisdiction of the committee in terms of budget? Because someone made the statement, the budget is there to be compliant, and it exceeds, it needs to go back to members for approval again, right? So it's more of a question of process.
Yeah.
Right? So because it's what I'm seeing, emergency people understand, no question about it. But when it's based on total discretion of committee, I want to understand, is there a compliance or non-compliance? So that the new committee know what to do, right? And clarify what the process really means. Because we work in commercial, most of us work in commercial, budget is budget, but we don't have to go back to yes, we go back to shareholder to get approval, fine, we understand that. But this is society. Do we need to always go back to the members to get approval again when we exceed certain budget? And what budget are we talking about? The total budget or the line items? So I just want to raise this question for clarification.
I think Mr. Yao's question points to the issue of the accounting fee. So the outsourcing of the accounting service, and therefore the accounting fee, was deliberated at length by the committee in February 2021, and it was a unanimous decision made by the full committee in 2021, Mr. Yao. The new committee obviously will exercise its duty to review or to take necessary action as well. So it goes by year to year, committee to committee.
I don't think my question.
No, I think, Mr. Yao, I think let me put it this to in a purpose. I mean, Mr. Yao, what Mr. Yao is saying is this, because we have made a statement and say that look, budget is basically indicative of what we're going to spend. The fact that there is over budget now, are we going back to the members again, or whether the budget, let's say for example, community service $8,000, and we're spending more than $8,000 or $1,000 extra, would they have to go back or not to the member to say that we have to spend it? You know, sometimes we organize an activities, and then suddenly there's a VIP to come, and then we need a dragon dance or whatever dance or lion dance, and then we need to spend $500 which exceeded the budget. Can the company have those discretion to spend it or not? Right? Because we have budgeted for $8,000. And I say that's why when we come up with a budget, we have to be very careful when we plan the budget, because we do not overspend, because these are money of the members. This is just an indicative to members that, you know, these are the monies that the committee is prepared to spend without coming back to ask you, so that we have freedom to work on it. So basically, normally budget, we have a little bit extra, and we have a provisional sums there, so the total budget does not exceed that. I think that we take it normally, that's okay, because we work between those budgets, because those are the money collected. 400,000, we spend 200, they're happy with 200, or we collected 400, they're happy to spend 400. And you don't come and tell me that 400 is not enough. Then you must tell me a reason why 400 is not enough now, right? I think the budget is basically have some form of control. I don't look at it as item per item is basically giving an indicative that this is where we could spend. Overall, the amount is there, we work within budget, but it cannot be ridiculous. Let's say, for example, community and social services, and then we spend 80,000. That is ridiculous already. Yeah. So I think Mr. Yang's concern is that as a committee, we want to know what we can do and what we cannot do, because when it comes to money matter, it's very, very sensitive.
Yes, I see the point, Dr. Chairman. I think this is guided by our constitution. And as far as I know, being involved with the association for the last 12 years, so far, I think we really, I'm really appreciative that we have got very good committee, very tight control, always guided within the constitution, Mr. Yao. So yes, it has been this due process, and yes, obviously we also do follow some commercial practice, but albeit still guided by the constitution.
Yeah, correct. So what does the constitution say? So if we budget 45,000 per whatever, or 551,000 per year, does it mean that that's our cap? We cannot spend more than that?
No, no, the constitution doesn't spell it out like that. The constitution has got an expenditure limit for the chairman, an expenditure limit for the committee, and over and above these limits, for example, the committee limit, it has got to go to the members by way of an AGM or EGM.
All right, thank you very much. I think certain statements made previously, like, you know, if we exceed budget, we need to go back to the members, all this kind of thing. I'm not sure whether those are accurate statements or not, but I think we just need to be clear what the constitution says.
Yeah.
So I think you clarified to some extent, Daniel. Thank you very much. Any further questions, we'll take it out maybe within the committee members.
Thank you.
Can I have this added comment? This accounting fee. Actually, this 6,000 ringgit was the sum approved at the last AGM. So the committee is supposed to work within the 6,000. If it needs to be higher than 6,000, it has to get the AGM approval again. So now that it's been exceeded by more than double, so I guess it's quite a major breach. So can this matter be looked into?
Can I know what is the reason for the increase?
Because the 6,000 was approved at the last AGM as a budget which to be adhered to by the committee. If they spend less, it's okay, but they shouldn't be spending more than what has been approved at the AGM.
So does it mean that based on this issue that is raised, the members are saying that we should review this budget for 2021 on this item?
I don't think that's the question, just to help Charles. I think I just have a question, you know, it exceeded, so, and someone is also asking, so want to know the reason why it increased, that's it.
Coincidentally, I'm the service provider. May I share a slide to explain the reason?
Daniel, in terms of partiality is so that you are also highly respected. Maybe it's best to answer by the previous chairman or, you know, by past committee. So that's more of a coming from, because this is a management decision made by the X committee. So it's best to answer by the X committee. That's
I think that's very fair, Mr. Yao. Let the committee speak because it's a decision by the committee. Thank you.
All right.
你要去测还是？
那去保利那讲，光吹又讲啊。
Mr. Chong, your audio is not coming through. We can't hear you, Mr. Chong.
Is it okay?
Yes, we hear you now. Mr. Chong, we can't hear you.
So who's supposed to talk? No, I'm not talking.
Oh, sorry. I beg your pardon because I saw your mic on. I saw your audio blinking.
Mr. Chairman, you want to take on this thing? Yes.
Because I'm not sure what is the actual sort of issues here. Is it because there's additional expenses were budgeted $6,000 and then they spend it, and then I think basically is spend it on account and they can explain why it's explained and then expand it and the members are happy with it and the member can just move on with it.
Can I say something regarding the account?
Yes, please.
Yeah, during the last AGM, after the AGM, Daniel proposed his accounting fee from 500 to 800, and the committee have approved it. Start from which month? February or March.
Okay.
Then that's why there is an increase in 300 per month. That's all. Then now you can show what is the reason of increase. Your comparisons show to us last time.
You will see on this slide the total picture of the issue. Actually, this issue was discussed in the 2018 AGM with regards to the outsourcing of the accounting service and to use an accounting software for ERA's accounting. Okay, this slide just shows that. And when the committee at that time wanted to implement this audit recommendation, which has been for many years since Mr. Ho's time until to the new auditors and the new auditors. So eventually in 2018, ERA committee went to the market to source accounting service. And this is a summary of the charges, okay? From small to medium accounting firm, and there were also 1 or 2 smaller firms who did not want to provide such service. So the total by way of, in this case, a tender quotation, 1,400 service provider A, 1,400 per month, and initial setup cost of 500 for the accounting software, and accounting service provider B, 1,236 per month because including SST, and then also the cost of the software. So at that time, I was the ERA manager at the material time. I was already doing half the job of the collection, the billing, and the receipt. So I then decided it's simple for me to do the accounting service as well. And what I needed to do was to buy the accounting software. And my total charge was 500 per month. So you can compare my quotation to those of the other vendors. So at the AGM in 2019, actually there was a proposal by members to table this to the AGM in terms of the ERA manager and accounting service to be discussed, deliberated, and approved at the AGM. But the meeting at that time, if you refer to the minutes, resolved that this matter to be studied and decided by the new committee for 2019-2020. Therefore, the decision on the position and the terms and contract of service for ERA manager and accounting service provider was mandated to the new committee to decide. So in this slide, you will see my proposal to the committee when this matter was then raised in the by the new committee. And my proposal to the committee at that time was I gave them the reason why my accounting service is increased from 500 to 800 ringgit per month. This was deliberated at length, and as Richard mentioned just now, the committee approved this unanimously. Thank you.
If this budget is approved, then how come it still start at 6,000?
So this then relates to the second point. Do we leave it at 6,000 or do we need to revise the budget in view of the reality of the cost for this year?
And how can the increase be just because the other quotations are higher? That's why the new quote is now changed. How? I don't think that the increase can be justified this way.
Who is speaking? And then can you please recommend a resolution?
Joseph, 73-9.
So what is the proposed resolution?
What I think the members raised is that since you have a budget now, there's a change of scenario. I think then the budget should be amended accordingly.
If let's say the budget this year is 6,000, I believe we should stick to 6,000 first. Then perhaps the increase should be tabled for the next round when the budget is increased accordingly. The expenses should not increase just because the other quotations provided by the other providers are higher. I believe this is also unconstitutional.
Let's focus on this first. Yeah, we're not going to look into the issue of what is going to be expanded now. I mean, now we are proposing the budget for the members to adopt it, right? So if the members now says, yeah, if the member says, look, unanimous or a majority say, okay, we stick to $6,000. Then the committee will have to go out and get people to work between the $6,000. Okay, assuming I don't care who are the service provider. If the service provider decided that you cannot work on that figures, then we have to go and get the committee and work within the 600. Okay, with $6,000. Whether the committee can work with $6,000 based on reality of the matter. Yeah, based on reality of the matter. If we open a tender now, I'm just thinking aloud. We open a tender now, and we know the market is this value, right? And assuming is that I'm thinking that if tender say I don't want to do already, or whoever don't do, and we go re-tender, and the market is not that amount, I don't think the committee can work within this $6,000. So would a member agree then to still stick to $6,000, knowing that the new members coming in will not be able to work within the $6,000? So if there is, looking at this budget, it's not workable, I think then we should not even budget at 500, we should budget at the highest tender then, because we need to have a little bit float that we work on. It could be $1,500 a month, that equates to not $6,000 anymore. Because you're looking at, I'm not going to the old issues, previous issue, we're looking at forward looking at the current budget. Would it be able to work with the current budget or not? If it's not, then I propose that budget should be amended accordingly so that the new committee that are coming in have the leeways to work on it. That's how I look at this issue. Whether that payment should be made or not be made by the ex-committee, I think there will be issue that you can raise in the matter of rising. Whether that can be substantiated or not, whether that payment is commercially is okay or not okay, I think that you can raise it in the issues. This is just the budget, we're approving the budget now for the coming months that the committee have to work on. So knowing that we're not going to work at 500, putting the 6,000 as a budget for accounting, that is basically tying the current committee's hand.
Can I just add a comment? First and foremost, is I look at the minutes of the last AGM. There's no minute item there that says that there's going to, a committee is authorized to review the accounting fee. So actually, this budget of 6,000 approved is the figure that's already approved at the AGM. So the question now is whether the committee has approval to spend above 6,000 without reference to the AGM, to the members anymore.
Let's move on with the budget first. I mean, this issue can pick it up in the matter of rising. I personally look at it now, if this issue is based now, current scenario, I don't think the 6,000 can work for the next committee members.
Simon, Mr. Chairman, are you saying now we need to vote on whether the 551,000 still hold or not? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, because yeah, we know that there's an issue now, right? Can we get another?
I get it, right. The question is, especially this will tie up the new committee on in the spur of the moment. Are we able, especially to the new committee, able to commit to 551,000 or not? We don't even have a chance, not even 1 minute, to work a budget, and let alone approve the budget now. I'm not sure whether the process is correct or not, in this meeting AGM, is to affirm or to approve the remaining months of the budget, because The treasurer not even appointed, the new committee chairman not even appointed, right? Don't even have a chance, the management team, to review whether the budget can hold or not.
Yeah, point taken. Very good point. It's very, very good point. Yeah, it's a very, very good point. What we are given now, proposed now, is based on historical expenditure and based on historical expenses. You're looking at the big figures like security. I think they have committed, the agreement is signed. If that is the figure, that is the figure. But I point taken, it's really point taken because the previous committee cannot bind the current committee with this budget because it's very different for the work on.
Why do we need to approve the budget now?
Yes, I'm thinking about that. I'm thinking whether do we need to approve the budget with that. I mean, if that's the issue, I think we should move, not pass this resolution on the budget, and then let the new committee has look at it and then come back with the budget and work within that collections and then present the accounts in the next AGM.
I would second the new resolution that brought out by Simon, Dr. Simon, on this matter. We should give a free way to the new committee members to do their things.
So, Mr. Chairman, Simon.
Well, what we can do is this: we look at it is we note the members in this meeting note there was this operating budget that has been proposed, but we're not going to pass the resolution, and we withdraw this resolution.
Correct. That's fine. So back to my original question, right? Based on the constitution, what needs to be as far as budget is concerned, because it's the most sensitive topic, right?
Yeah.
Does the constitution say as far as approving budget by the AGM? Does the AGM need to approve the budget in the first place?
No.
Correct. So me as an ordinary member right now, and plus 50 of us here, just need to understand what the constitution says. That's all, and we comply with the constitution, right?
Yes,
if the constitution does not state that the AGM needs to approve by budget, then don't bring it up, right? Then it causes all this confusion about why above 6,000, this kind of thing, So what? Yeah.
Mr. Yao, there's no requirement in the that you have to approve the budget. I think the committee previously looking at what they've been doing. I mean, this is the first time I attend a meeting and chair this meeting and seeing whatever. I think what they're trying to do is trying to make it more of a transparency that this is what I'm going to expand, this is what I'm going to do. But by doing so, I think they create a lot of issues that's not necessary. What normally we'll do is that we will table the accounts. This is what we spend, this is what we collected, this is what we spend, and it's been audited. If any question, the question on those expenses.
Yep.
Fine. For transparency, report. I call it reporting. It's not talking about getting approval to spend, right?
Yes.
So apparently the constitution only states, based on what Daniel said, is chairman have 500 ringgit LOA or limit authority, and the committee as a whole got 25,000. That's it. That is all it says.
Yeah.
And we appreciate for every committee who share transparently what's the plan. But that does not mean there's a cap, right? Or 550,000 only to spend. Otherwise, go back to the AGM. It doesn't say that.
All right.
Yes, if we exceed the budget, we can question the committee, but that's a separate issue.
Yeah, I agree.
So I think we are all clear now. So fine, we can take note of some of the questions just now. Why, in fact, it was already explained why it was approved, right? The accounting fee, why the maintenance went up. It's all explained already. If the explanation is not.
So can I get the person who proposed the resolution 3A to withdraw that resolution so that this is not a resolution to be approved, motion to be moved to approve this resolution at this AGM.
Yeah, Dato', since the matter is now made clear to all the members present, this resolution was tabled by the going committee of 2020-2021. So in this meeting, due to the clarification and the reference to the constitution, yes, we can just table this. It's not for approval. It's just to let the members know what is the budget expenditure.
It's just a reporting.
Yeah, and then we correct.
Okay.
Mr. Yao, as a member, do we all agree on this?
Well, I think that's great. Just to clarify what the process is, it's just reporting.
Yes.
Seconded this soon.
Okay.
Yep. Sorry, I just want to have one point to add as a member. Ho here from Jalan 11. I think this is also governance matters that maybe we can be more transparent next time, because on this matter, on the accounting fees, right? If I can remember correctly, last year it was a specific item for approval last year, and I think now that the budget has changed, and notwithstanding that, if I can remember correctly, also during last year there was some WhatsApp messages going on that there are people who are proposing for lower fees, and then the committee still went ahead with this change in the budget. I think that need to be clarified, explained. So this is something that as a member, I just wanted to highlight. I know we are now moving forward. It's okay. Just want to record my point. Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks, Ho. I appreciate all. I think the members appreciate all good suggestions for the communities. I think sometimes I say, like, Yao has actually raised this issue, is correctly raised. There's no budget required. I think the committee, the previous committee and previous committees know that what we live in a neighborhood. I think what they're trying to do is doing a budget so that everybody know what is there, just a note of reporting, so that it's more about doing it with transparency, which is very good. I think it's a very good governance in the sense, self-governance in the sense, so that the members know where the money they spend or some sort of budgeted. At least they know that the committee has a budget rather than not working without a budget. Yeah. So I think this is something that we should give credit to the previous committee that actually come up with a budget and working on it, which is not required in the constitution. It's just a matter of reporting. As whatever issue that I have raised earlier, so long as the account shows and audited that what was paid and necessary expenses for the running of this association, unless there's something that is not proper expended as such, I think it may not be an issue unless the members really want to pursue that. But I think it's not between this committee. We have already explained that, and submitted accounts, audited. I think moving forward, you can still raise the issues in the matter arising 1, 2. Let's move on to the next agenda of appointing the auditors then. Any proposal? Nomination?
This is Daniel from 98 Jalan 19. Frankly speaking, it's not easy to get honorary auditors. So I want to put on record the Esplanad Residents Association big thank you to our previous honorary auditors. And I would like to nominate the auditors, Mr. Tan and Ms. Serene, to be the auditors for the coming year 2021-2022.
Daniel, can we know a bit of the credential of the two nominees, please, so that we can make an informed decision?
Certainly, Mr. Yao. Mr. Tan Oi Kun of Jalan 19 is a managing partner of OK Yao and Partners, a licensed audit firm actively practicing. Ms. Serene Lim is the financial controller of a large corporate. While Mr. Tan is a chartered accountant and licensed auditor by profession, Ms. Serene by qualification is an actuary and a practicing financial controller. And we would also like to open the floor for other nominations. For example, Mr. Ho Kok Piao of Jalan 11 has done a great job in the prior years in the audit of our ERA accounts, has been a great help. And I would really like to request if Mr. Ho has a bit of time now to come back as the auditor.
Thank you, Daniel. I decline the nomination. Thank you.
Mr. Ho, please come back. Mr. Ho, we need you.
Frankly, I'm honored in a sense that, you know, in this committee, we have 300 over members here. We have 430 houses owner, and we have 360 members. And you look at the number of the members that we have doctors, we have qualified surgeons, we have chartered accountants, and we have financial controllers, we have qualified auditors, and I think we have few lawyers in these departments too. I think if we have a proper networking and proper, I think it's a great place actually. Yeah, I think it's work together like the chairman, ex-chairmen, so previous chairmen, so to the chairman to going to be a chairman again or not going to be chairman again. What she has said is this: united we stand, divided we fall. I think we have all the people here, and I think thanks them for giving their time. We are not being paid. I think that's why sometimes you know, whatever happens early on, I think I do participate in some of the WhatsApp. I think this is working towards moving forwards. I think that we should move looking forwards to working together to make this Taman a better place, a safer place. And I think we being professional, I personally being professionals, I don't think this is money that, this money 400,000 is like, I would look at it, it's like, to me personally, but I'm handling not 500, I'm handling like 500 or whatever, millions of dollars. So I don't think this is a money that we being professionals, we are here, we actually look into it and trying to do whatever. So sometimes we have to be very sensitive to start questioning on this sort of, if it's reasonable expended, reasonable spend, I think we know. Even at one stage, I did offer that if we have 360 and if some of the members are not contributing, to me, I don't mind contribute for those members not contributing or owners not contributing. To me, I'm just doing charity, right? So the amount may be small, but I think governance are important. I think looking at the documents, the first time I look at all these documents, I think it's better than any of the schools' board's accounts, right? I think there are more items than this one. I think they're doing a pretty good job. To get the auditors to come in, I think auditors' job is, they are the one, I think, got the most, I say, ammunitions, and no, people were just saying that what do you audit, how are you auditing, and what do you, or whatever. And I'm thinking we are lucky now we have Yao here with accountant. I think we could do a proper accounting report. Thanks for the 2 persons to be willing to be nominated, and hopefully there are more who are willing to come in. But we only have that number of place. So please nominate, and so that we can make the members can make a decision. Any more nominees? If not, we take it that they are appointed. We take it as closed, and then is there any objection?
The two volunteers here are highly
yes.
How to say, qualified.
Yeah, we can't chase them away, right?
Honored to have 2 gentlemen, 1 lady and 1 man to be willing to be appointed.
Mr. Yao and Dr. Chairman, I propose this nomination. Officially, can we have someone second this and then record that this is accepted by the members unanimously?
Second.
Seconded by Richard Ong.
Just to check, is there any objections? Any abstain? Secretary, if not, then we take it as the unanimous decision. Thank you.
Thank you.
So we go to the last item on the agenda is the applications for basically the appointment of ERA manager and accounting services provider for year 2021 and 2022. Yeah. Dr. Chairman, may I be excused from this presentation? And I would like to request Secretary Sandy or Vice Chairman Chris Tan to take over this part of the presentation.
Sandy, are you there? Sandy? Secretary, Sandy. Okay, anyway, I go ahead and help her. Okay, for the application for the ERA manager, I actually received one. Let me share the screen. Hopefully I can do it. Will you stop screen? Yes. You want to continue? Yes. Right. Okay. How do I share the screen here? Hopefully I do it right. Okay. Do you see this screen? This is the resume I received from one of the members of Taman Esplanad, Mr. Yo, Jalan 1925. He is interested to do the ERA job as a part-time. All right, his resume, hopefully you can see it. I'm just going slowly so everyone have a chance to read. Educational background, technology, Abdul Rahman, got degree in marketing. Okay, job description. Work in Apple's grocery resources, RHB Bank, trading options, OCBC Bank, Galaxy.
May I, before you go further on this matter?
Yes.
I'm not sure whether the intention is to get the members to approve this application or to approve this. I'm not sure. I just want to get it right so that I can propose this to the members. Whatever is it? Do they want the members at this AGM to decide who they want to appoint, to consider what to appoint, to who to appoint, or the members agree that this would leave it to the committee to decide, because the committee will want to know who they can work with and who can work better at this.
Yes.
It may not. Who say yes? It may not. I think then it will actually takes away the decision making of the committee members to decide, because since there's the committee can decide on this and work on this, they can call an interview. And once the members appoint, then the committee have to work with these people, right? And then if we remove them, if the committee remove them, would they have to come back to the AGM because it's appointed by the members? Would they have to come back to say, okay, I sack him, you come back to the members and the members decide that, right? And would a member be able to ask questions about the candidates now? I think some of the information here, as far as PDPDA is concerned, it may be whether they got approval that they have to present to the AGM, everybody look at their CVs and things like that, or just limited to the committee. I think we have issues here. Whether the members want this to be decided in the AGM or the AGM here, or they then leave it to the coming in committee to decide and decide on this matter. So I do not know what is the intention of this. Is this because the resolution application for ERA manager and accounting services? That means you're just receiving the application. Yeah, we're not making a decision. Yeah.
That's a
because your resolution is not appointing. Your agenda is not appointing. The agenda is the application for ERA and accounting services provider.
Dr. Chairman, can I say something?
Yes.
Down here. Okay. Now, to me, I've been emphasizing that the security of the community is the utmost important, and that's what I've been emphasizing. Okay. So I think, that the question here now is the quality of the area manager. And I agree with Dato that this one should be discussed amongst the committee members, because if we were to choose something new, and I'm sure the residents are the most concerned one, because from day one, the security and the safety of the community is of utmost importance, Money aside, like you say, if we cannot do something within the budget given, then actually, the residents shouldn't expect the quality of security service that they expect. So I think concerning the area manager, personally, I want to let the resident know, and I'm sure many would agree with me, that I'm absolutely satisfied with Daniel's service. To find a better man than Daniel, I think is very susah.
So sorry, I don't want to go into whether Daniel is suitable or not. My issue is...
So my point is very simple. The point. So to me, let's say my point is the personal preference. Daniel stay back, and then perhaps he should be given the assistant, what they call the accountant. The budget may have to go up a bit. Because if we were to look back, as far as Daniel is concerned, if we were to like country high, I find out actually the service charge is very expensive. We're talking about like $400 per month. Of course they are big bungalows, and they have a physical office. That is the reason. But here everything is budget. Even the office we have is actually Daniel's house. I saw photograph that even the security guard they met at Daniel's house. So whenever you need a physical place to meet, is Daniel's house. Everything is stored in Daniel's house, which we take for granted for many years. So I would propose actually that the committee decide on this matter, but personally, okay, I would not want to take the risk of a new person who we are not sure of, okay, and then if we fail the whole resident. So I think the committee should decide. The new committee should decide. I agree with you, Dato' Simon, that the new committee should decide. But I just want to let the resident know, and I hope we can get their support. That the security of the community is very important. Like you say, united we stand, divided we fall. So we must be united. Money aside, but the most important point that we must not miss is the security of our community, the peace and harmony that we have actually enjoyed so far. Like I told everybody in the committee, I'm so proud to be a part of the Taman Esplanad resident. When I enter, I see the two grand guard house, and I hope one day the vision of this Taman Esplanad being a truly guarded, gated, and approved what they call guarded, gated neighborhood will be fantastic. I think the new committee should continue to pursue on this matter. If we have a way to get it approved. Okay, thank you very much, Dato' Chairman.
Thanks for highly recommended, Daniel, for our consideration. If we are mandated to do so, I think since the members has elected the committee member, I think the members should have the confidence in the committee member to choose the right person that they can work with in the interest of the community. Yeah, I think rightly said, the security is the most important. As I say, my children can play. I love to see my children because they are like what I did was when I was in my childhood days, where they have friends in the tamans. They know the neighbors better than me. Okay, they can tell me this is whose son, which house, and I love it in the sense that this is like a big community. And I keep on saying to my wife, this is not money you can buy.
Correct.
It's not something you can use your money, $200 or $300 to buy this community. The community is to be built up, not you can go to any of these big gated and whatever it is. You may not see that so knitted community. Everybody just go high, running around, and they say good morning. We don't have this big fight or whatever in the community, and you can see the children are playing the badminton together, and I don't even know them. They'll tell me, where's the cat belong to which house, this dog belong to which house, And you can see that the children are playing very well together and mix around very well. As I say, these issues, I think, it's better. I'm just suggesting to the members that you leave it to the committee members in their good wisdom and to appoint somebody that is good for the community, for all of us. And I think we have I personally think that we have the good wisdom and to actually do it that's best for the community.
Yao here again. I can jump in, right? I think
Can.
all of us are very clear. I'm very clear. The decision is rests with the committee. So was there a confusion as to whether we are member AGM supposed to appoint area manager, accounting service provider? Does anybody have that kind of understanding?
Yeah, I think basically, I mean, I don't know. I'm just thinking a lot because of what happened earlier on for WhatsApp I can gather. I think there was an issue then, and I don't want this issue to be. We carry the issue in the sense that when we allow the members to decide on this issue, then I would say that first, I don't think the member is equipped with all the facts at this moment in time. And for the committee member to go in and be tied by what is decided now to who are we going to work with, I think that basically tie the hand of committee members, right? I think the committee members then will have the responsibility to, I mean, if we take the role up and obligation now as being elected, I think we own a duty and obligation to explain to the members in the next AGM why we are appointing this person and why are not appointing this person. Right, and whether the member like it or not, or happy or with it, then we will take whatever it is. But we have made the decision and we have to face them. I think that is why when we take up a role, we make a decision, we face the members and say, explain to them why this is done.
Yeah, I think that's very clear. Just to be mindful of time, right? I'm fully agreeable that the committee needs to make a decision. So I do not know where the confusion is. I think this agenda is just to receive or what are the applications up to date?
Yes. I think we just note that the application be made, and then for the committee to decide.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, correct.
Can I make a suggestion?
Yes.
You see, I would suggest that let Daniel to present himself. Because we are not going to engage him as a manager, as an employee. We are subletting contract this job up to him, and we like him to present to us, and let the member decide whether we should accept him again or not. So that we do want to be like last year and to hold until we have to hold a referendum again and ask the member to decide the majority to engage him again. So I prefer let the member decide. Majority stand, so that after the AGM and if the committee decide otherwise, and the committee get the blame, and then the members will drop off. You see, majority stand. If majority let the Daniel area manager continue, then that it be. If not, then area can appoint the new applicant. It will be better for us.
Richard, can I say something cool here?
Sure.
And I'm aligned with Mr. Yao of Jalan 11, right? I think given that the members have voted and entrusted this duty and authority to the committee then should exercise the judgment to make the right appointment. I think it's very difficult at the AGM to decide which is the right candidate based on the application and to make a decision, right? The committee will have more time to deliberate on this and make the right decision. But what we need to be very clear of, and as a reminder to the incoming committee, is that in exercising your judgment, be careful that whatever lapses of judgment that has occurred in the past does not reoccur, right? Conflict of interest is not something that is going to be very easy to explain and generally is not accepted. I think what has occurred in the past is really there was a conflict of interest, but for some reason, the past committee decided that that was okay, right? And that over time created a lot of mistrust. So I think moving forward, I'm prepared to entrust the committee, but we just have to remember that any conflict of interest has got to be we have to be looked at very seriously and shouldn't be acceptable. Yeah.
Mr. Koh, with due respect to you, I was a past resident. Okay, what conflict of interest there? So we are not going to go into that. Okay, If you talk about conflict of interest, today we're going to have a lot of problems, okay? We are not a corporate, we're talking about multi-million-dollar investment. So far, I think the residents will all agree. I was one of the residents, okay? And I'm happy because the management was done very well. And then at the end of the day, we should look at the end result, of the management. Why are we talking about something that doesn't exist? Conflict of interest.
Sorry, Mr. Chong. Sorry, can I tweet something?
Let him finish first.
Please, because this thing don't arise. I'm sure if we were to put the vote to the 400 old residents, I think there's hardly a handful that will say there's a conflict of interest. The majority, like me, was a sleeping resident until I was asked to be a committee member. Then I realized, when I came in to be a committee member, okay, then I realized actually, that the pro is more than hardly any con, And personally, I'm very happy, to be honest, aside about all these legal issues, the end product or the end result of the management, even by this existing committee, I would say is fantastic, They put their sweat, their time into all these things, and the residents, I think they all appreciate, except a handful of people who still like to talk about conflict of interest. Come on, please. We are living in a community, a big family, okay? So don't bring all this legal issue and try to split up the resident. This is my view.
Mr. Chong, I'm Joseph, 73-9. You remember me last year? We were together talking about this issue. Yeah. Anyway, you know, me and you, I mean, we are very strong supporters of Daniel. I'm also a very, very strong supporter of Daniel. I think I'm double hardcore of you.
Yes,
Joseph, hello. Yeah, you remember me, right, Chong? Last year. Yeah, we had late night meetings and everything. Okay, so I think now the situation is not about the conflict of interest issue. The issue now is about Daniela wants to he wants to be dismissed from his post. He wants to stop being an ERA manager. I think he has made up his mind. I think he's very firm of it, and I think he's also very, very, very adamant to this Okay. Trust me, I'm very, very hardcore of him. I love him very much, and I respect his work, and I adore him like crazy. But I think now this platform is all about the discussion of him leaving already. So I don't think we should talk about him coming back or him retaining his post or he continuing the position. Probably maybe we should just extend this point to maybe appointment of the new ERA manager and also the new accounting service provider. Let's put the issue of conflict of interest and the other issues that has been a dispute in the past as history itself.
Mr. Chong.
Joseph. Can I chip in there? I'm saying that we're dealing with issues whether we leave the committee, whether Daniel, assuming not only Daniel, assuming one of the members of the ERA decided to be would that be a conflict because he's staying here, or should we get an outsiders? I think these are the considerations that the committee members would decide. I mean, to me, it's very simple. I mean, if I were to pay $500 there and somebody's going to offer me $500 and he's working or whatever, convenient-wise, whatever, for pro and cons and practical, I mean, the committee would decide and say, okay, I think I take this fellow because I can see him 24 hours. It's just a stone throw away. I don't know whether he's coming back or not coming back. I'm not prejudging. If he wants to come back, and he gives a good offer, why not? I mean, to me, then it's open. I mean, open means that everybody know who he is, who that person is, whatever it is. I mean, really, if I ask me to get somebody from outside to work for us and somebody who stay work for us, I personally prefer who work with us, stay with us here, because I can see him 24 hours. I can go to his house,
Mr. Chairman, Mr. Chong.
I think I understand that, but the thing is that Daniela wants to permanently be removed from the post already. So I think we can just put that as a part.
Joseph, this is Jasper from 74 Jalan 9.
Hi, Jasper. Hi,
how are you?
Good, how are you?
Can we appeal to Daniel to reconsider?
I think we all had I also had last year. I had very, very many late night meetings with him about this, and I think he has decided not to Yeah. So I think maybe we should just let him rest, and then maybe we can put this platform as a channel for us to select the new appointment for the ERA manager.
Because the way I see, we only have one application. Am I right, Chris? So I personally, I would like to appeal to
Maybe we
Daniel
can try
again.
first, and if this one is not suitable, probably we can go on with Daniel again. We can discuss with him, because I think his decision, I think we should give him a chance to respect it. Because last year, the decision that we all made was our decision. Probably now we can respect Daniel's decision that he really wants out.
Joseph.
Hey, Chong. Hi, Chong.
Okay, see, it's like that. You see, I'm worried about the next era manager because number one, there's only one application.
Me too.
Okay. And then I think, if I'm not mistaken, I heard that this guy actually is moving around and already got 8 jobs, So I am a boss myself. So whenever a new candidate come in and say got 10 jobs, 12 jobs, I would straight away put him on side already, because we did not say 12 years he got 12 jobs or something is wrong with him, So you see, what I want actually is to have the assurance, assurance. I agree with Jasper. We should appeal to Daniel again, I mean, it's not that hard that he cannot actually listen to us, especially now the scenario has changed, It's not like last time, very first time when you feel the hurt, because the conflict of interest thing actually really hurt him. I'm a human, I feel hurt also.
Trust me, Chong, I understand. I mean, I have been through this discussion with him.
So I say, I agree with Jasper that after this AGM, we talk to him. So we don't decide on any new era manager yet, like Yao and all those have spoken. Let the committee member decide. That is the best, because at the end of the day, it's not what I say right or wrong.
True. Chong, I
Security
mean,
of the
as you know,
community.
sorry, stop you there, Chong. I mean, sorry. I mean, as you know, I think we need to respect all of the committee. I mean, whether they are in the committee, all the members in the AGM today, Yeah. So probably, if let's say they decided that maybe we need to go on with the new appointment, then I think that should be it, because it should not just be confined to the committee to decide only, right? This is why the AGM is called, and I think Daniel definitely he wants out. He's very adamant about this. I think he will be explaining later that he wants out. So I think now we just have to put the direction that he wants out. Of course, if he wants in, then he definitely won't have to state the resignation multiple times.
Joseph, why don't we ask him now?
Sure.
Why don't we ask Daniel now?
Let's ask him now.
No, hello. Let me say this. If we decided that, if they decide that we should leave it to the committee, I don't think it is fair that now you ask whether Daniel wanted, whoever wanted.
Correct.
But then I think you then tie against the hand of the committee again. We cannot take Daniel anymore. We can take this anymore. I think what if Daniel said yes, and then we managed to go and appeal to him and buy some tea and coffee, and then decided to say, yeah, I want to come back. And then we have a call at EGM and say, okay, now can we decide Daniel or not?
Dato Chairman, I totally agree with you. Very wise remark.
Dato Chairman, can I say something? Because some statements were made. Let's be very clear. I am all for authorizing the committee to make the selection. And if the selection is Daniel, I have no problems with that. I've also worked with Daniel in the past. What I said about the conflict of interest got nothing to do with Daniel being a resident here and being the era manager, right? Let's be clear about it. But I also don't want to go and have a debate today about whatever that conflict of interest is. Let's not go there. All I'm saying is that moving forward, I hope just the committee be careful about any potential conflict of interest. But it's not about Daniel being a resident and being the era manager. That is not the point. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
I've said my piece.
I think that's very clear. Chris.
Okay. As an outgoing vice president for the last 5 years, okay, this is what I want to say. Let the new committee members do the interview, take some time to do the interview to understand. Then they can make their own decision. I bet they can. All right. I don't want to comment about conflict of interest or anything else. I'm also a financial controller. When someone talk to me and conflict of interest, you are out of my department. So let's be fair to the new committee members. They are the chosen one. Let them have their budget. Let them have their own free hand to do their work. That's all my comment.
All right, Mr. Chairman, can let the new committee to decide, and we shall finish adjourn the meeting fast because time is running out.
Can we then decide that the members agree that we leave these issues, the appointments, to the committee members? Any objection?
I think the members also should also have a say in this, not just the committee itself. I respect the committee. I love the committee. I somehow think that well, the members' view, because some of them may not have time, may not have the available time to participate or to contribute in the committee. I don't think that we should not have their say over here.
So are you suggesting that the committee shortlist, and then after that the committee reports to the members and call it AGM and to decide on this matter?
Let's leave it to the floor to decide.
That's what I'm saying. I'm leaving it to the floor to decide whether the members do agree that they leave these issues, the appointments of the ERA and the appointment of accounting service provider for the year 2021 and 2022 be decided by the committee members, and they're given a full mandate to do that. And if we have any, we put it to the vote, and if the members agree or object or abstain, we will take the decision of it.
Dr. Simon, can I say one last thing?
Sure.
Okay. You see, in any business or in any occupation, the person that is in charge is responsible, correct? Now,
I'm basically just going to that. Do you want the board of directors when they appoint the CEO and come back to shareholders?
Correct. So the committee members are responsible because they are elected. The residents actually they would then judge by the performance of the committee. If everything got to go back to the resident, then nothing will move, because they are not responsible. The one that is holding the office is responsible. So I think this is a very common thing.
I'll just give an example. The board of directors are appointed by the shareholders. The board of directors runs the company in the best interest of the company.
Correct.
And the board of directors then is responsible to report to the shareholders at the AGM.
Correct.
So if you want the board of directors to run it and every time running back to the shareholders, and then I think the committee cannot work.
Mr. Chairman, our current committee are voted, seconded, elected, nominated by the same committee. So I believe the members. I don't know. I wish to end there.
Who's speaking?
Me, Joseph, 73-9.
Joseph, sorry. I when you say that, I think I won't say I take offense to that. I think the members are here, and the members may not volunteer, and I do not want to volunteer, but because I'm requested to do it, I'm also very busy. But since the previous committee have been working very hard for it and been here for 14 years, and I think that fine, I don't mind spend a year or two, right, to work with the committee, the new committee.
Sorry, Mr. Chairman, I think you got me wrong there.
So who nominate, who, whatever, I think it's very difficult for us to get the number already, right? Moving forward is, I think we leave this issue. I put this, since it's the motion is here, it's because it's application for free area. I would say that why not the member decide, leave it to the committee members and let the committee member face the members in the next AGM.
Right, I mean, it's the same, right?
Yeah, because if you're raising all this issue, there's the interest. I think all this nomination, because somebody knows somebody who knows. I mean, we know each other anyway, most of the time. And I didn't even know one of my clients actually stayed in Taman Esplanad until that day he put up his name. Right.
Sorry, this is Yao here. I don't know where the confusion is, and I am not an ex-member, an ex-committee member. I'm newly voted in. Okay.
Yes.
So, what is the agenda of the topic? The topic is there to collect application. That's it, right?
Yes.
Okay. And it's normal for the management to decide on how to run the thing in accountable to the members on the AGM.
Exactly.
They do not go and it's not a forum to go and decide and on make appointments on who the area manager and so on and so forth. That is very clear.
Yes.
I do not know where the confusion is.
Yeah, that's why I'm trying to cut short.
So Simon, the agenda there is just to collect or maybe update the number of applications to date, right? And maybe we need to decide, we need to open up for how many more days, maybe another 5 days, make an announcement so that we can collect all the applications, and when the committee meet, we make a decision.
Okay, Mr. Yao, I take note of your recommendation. Reading strictly on your the resolution, the agenda is application for ERA and accounting services provided for 2021 and 2022. I take it that there is application reported there were application. We take note of that application and we leave it to the committee to decide. There's no requirement for any resolution here, so we will take it that this agenda has been done with them.
Correct. Do we want to announce to the community later, as to the application's closing date?
Yes, I mean, this is how we do. We can even advertise in the paper if you want to. We can even circulate to whoever who wants to submit. The committee will decide then how many more days they want to extend it.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
So we come to the last agenda. Will be any other business. If it's not, then if nobody is going to raise any issues, I will call for the meeting to end, the AGM to be ended. No objections? Then
Dr. Chairman, Daniel here, 98 Jalan 19. I would like to pass a motion of thanks to the chairman for so kindly and graciously chairing this AGM. We are most obliged and want to say a big thank you to the chairman. And we also want to record our appreciation to all the members who attended today's AGM and for the very constructive discussions and points raised. Thank you very much, Dr. Chairman.
Can I add in one? I think we should give a big applause and thanks to the outgoing committee for the hard work and for all the issues that they're taking up and whatever it is. Really a good work. I think thank them for all this and the previous committee members. I think they have done a great job that we see today what is ERA today. We have two big guard house and it looks so magnanimous that we're coming into a gated community which is never intended in the first place. I think for that, I will end the AGM, right? And thank you for coming. Thank you very much and keep safe and make sure you wear your mask when you go out. The Delta variant is not something that we can ignore. I think we have to live with them and please, may all beings be happy.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.